All right, guys. So, man, I've been looking at this a little more, but n- not much has changed other than the fact that I completely misunderstood the reasoning for my last video. There was a misunderstanding I had. Um, it's actually a far more retarded reason. Um, I kind of understand, but I kind of don't. Okay, so first of all, okay, um, we're gonna go over what Donald Trump said at the end of this letter, but make no mistake about it that this firing is coming as Comey is leading a counterintelligence investigation to determine whether associates of Trump may have coordinated with Russia to interfere with the U.S. presidential election last year. Now, guys, there's a lot of stuff to this and there's a lot to it, okay? Some quick things to run down here. President Obama last year knew about this, right? He knew, okay, Russia was getting involved, right? He knew that. Um, he was told by Comey about it. So they've been on this case for a while, but Obama decided to do nothing about it, okay? Because I'm assuming he thought, oh, Hillary's going to win, right? I mean, it's no big deal, whatever. Trump will be a private citizen soon. It doesn't matter, right? That's basically, I would imagine, what it was. That or Obama was scared that people were going to say he's playing politics and that's why he didn't do it. Who knows? Okay. So this is obviously on the table. Um, Comey did not go public with it. He could have, even against the president's wishes, but in this case, Comey didn't do it. Um, Comey did, however, and by the way, could it be that Mitch McConnell um, basically told Obama that if you go ahead and go forward with this, we're going to completely say that you're playing politics, um, and that's basically what it was, right? That there was no reason, anyway, for political reasons, that the Republicans would go along with it at that point. Okay, this was the middle of last year, by the way, right? Now, forward to a couple of months after that, Hillary Clinton was already being investigated for the emails. Okay, so so here we have two presidential candidates that nobody likes that are being investigated by the FBI. I mean, just take a moment and let that sink in. All right, there you go. So anyway, it dies down, but remember, during like I'm talking since the Republican presidential debates, from the Republican convention. I mean, lock her up, and why doesn't Comey say something about it? And I mean, you had Republicans in Congress, saying that Comey should release something. I mean, talk about, not like saying it, but they were insinuating it very, very strongly. Okay. The Trump tape comes out where he's talking about grabbing women by the pussy and all this stuff, right? And everybody's thinking, well, he's toast. And then Comey comes out of left field and saves Donald Trump, or at least distracts people um, from the tape with this, because they went from Trump talking about grabbing pussy to Hillary Clinton, like, holy shit, like, she might be a fucking criminal, right? And so Comey went ahead and he did a press conference, okay, and he talked about how we're not pressing any charges. We're just letting everybody know that we're investigating this, right? Now, this is why this is significant. Number one, Trump came out on a campaign show praising Comey, right? Praising the guy. Oh, yeah, Comey, he did the great thing, great job. Republicans were praising Comey left and right, saying Comey did the right thing. So snapshot that, because that's why they're saying he got fired. That's why Trump's firing him. That's why that's why he's firing him. That's insane. You can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this shit up. And so anyway, Trump wins the election, right? Trump gets inaugurated. 100 days pass by. The Sally Yates hearing happens. A lot of stuff is in the midst of stuff unraveling on this Russia thing. Out of nowhere, Trump just fires the FBI director, who is a Republican, by a Republican, okay, and kept in office by a Republican-like candidate called Barack Obama, by the way. Just fired him. And he says, now keep in mind, Trump's been looking for a reason to fire him for about a week now. A little less than a week. What do you mean you were looking for a reason to fire? What do you mean you were looking for a reason? Can you guys not get that? What do you mean oh yeah, we're gonna look for a reason to fire him? Like what? Like when you fire somebody, when you're in a position of authority, do you have to look for a reason to fire somebody? Or do you just fire them because they did something? Right? Or aren't, doing the job properly or whatever. He was looking for the best possible reason to fire him. This is what they came up with, folks. You want to know what they came up with? Let's talk about what they came up with. You can't make this shit up. So he fired him. By the way, this caught many people by surprise. Okay. This is not like, oh yeah, he fucked up. He wasn't like Comey wasn't in the scandal. Okay, Comey's not the one committing crimes. Okay, he didn't do anything. This came out of left field. Ingenuous about this whole thing is they're making it sound like he just did this last week, right? Oh yeah, Comey, the way he handled that whole Hillary Clinton thing was very unprofessional, very unlike the FBI. He has ruined the I mean, if I'm trying to find the quote here, I'm trying to find a quote where they basically said, what's the damn word, man? That he was saying mean things about Hillary, right? Out in the open. And that we don't talk about FBI. We don't talk about FBI investigations out in the open. We don't let the whole public know. What? You were praising him for that. Let's not act like that didn't make people turn their heads around. Let's not act like that wasn't the talk. And let's not act like if you were looking at polling, specifically in the swing states, that even if the margin of error was turned out to be wrong, a downside to Hillary in those weeks. Okay? And what I want people to understand is he's not saying, hey, Comey, you didn't do enough to ruin the reputation of Hillary. And that's not what they're saying. That's what I thought they said. They're saying you don't go out there and ruin somebody's reputation by doing a press conference and you're not even going to press charges. I mean, how dare you do that? I mean, the Deputy Attorney General said he cannot defend what Comey did. Can't make this shit up. What do you mean? What? So apparently the president, let's just read a part of it here. The president has accepted the recommendation of the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General regarding the dismissal of the director of the FBI. Right? This was what Sean Spicer said on the press conference. I can't wait for more information to come out of this. More information has to come out of this. I can't wait to see how they're gonna spin this. Okay. What a coincidence. Like, here's the thing. Donald Trump knew, right? He knew about all these things when he was inaugurated. If that's the reason he was going to fire Comey, he would have done it. Okay, he would have done it. He would have already fired Comey. Okay. Now he did a little bit of a cover up by saying, "Oh, he should have never said that Hillary was not going to. That there's no charges to be pressed. He should have never said that." That's red meat for his supporters. That's all that is. Okay. Um, but here's the most telling part, and this is the part that to me really telling. Okay. Have you guys ever? Well, let me first read this really quick. The president added, I'm going to quote here, "While I greatly appreciate you informing me on 3 separate occasions that I'm not under investigation, I nevertheless concur with the judgment of the Department of Justice that you are not able to effectively lead the FBI." Wait, what? What? Donald, what does that have to do with the reason you're firing him? What? Why did you have to mention that? Have you ever heard the term "telling on yourself"? He's telling on himself. Like, he thinks he's not because he's saying, "Oh, hey, you didn't remember you told me I was under investigation." Wink, later's, buddy. Right? All this is allegedly, by the way. Have you heard Trump talk about law? It's not like he really understands how a lot of the shit works. Okay, but um, who knows what Comey told him? I don't know. But that's telling on yourself. That's what that's called. Okay? Seriously? Let's look at any ordinary situation, right? So let's say, you know, I I mean, this is shit kids do, man. Like, this is insane, right? So, could you imagine, like, telling your girlfriend or your wife, you know, like like, they come back from out of town or after work, and "Hey, baby, how you doing?" I'm good. "Hey, I didn't cheat on you tonight. I just want you to know that I wasn't out there with Joanna or with Melissa, or I wasn't out tonight, and I didn't fuck anybody tonight. Just letting you know, okay?" Why would you say that? Like, who says that? Like, what? Why? What's the point of that? You don't just say that. You don't just say these things. You don't just say, "Yeah, I appreciate you saying I wasn't I wasn't investigated by the by the FBI." Later's. Like, what is that? That reeks of, it blows off one day, I can say, "Hey, the director said I wasn't under investigation." That's what this is. All right. I mean, it's anytime this guy it's gotten to the point where we're noticing the pattern, right? It's getting to that point, that we're noticing a pattern with Donald Trump. When news comes out that is not very pleasant to him, it's fake. When news comes out that is pleasant to him, it's terrific, it's unbelievable, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. When he's guilty of something, he goes out of his way to tell people he's not guilty of it. Out of his way. So that is very telling to me. Why would he say that? I mean, there's a possibility he's a blithering idiot, but um, why would he say that? This firing, and look, there's going to be people, "Oh, yeah, he had every right. He had every right." Well, why are the Democrats crying? I mean, he's defending Hillary. He besmirched her name. You know, you don't be the tradition of the FBI is to not besmirch somebody's name, okay? You know, while investigating them if you don't know they're guilty, right? I mean, come on. You guys need to understand the reason they're firing him is because he was very, quote unquote, was his judgment to release all this information to the public was a terrible decision, right? That's why they're firing him. That is insane. I can't even believe they would use that as a reason. I just can't. I can't believe it. So that tells me that it is possible that they're trying to get the Democrats to back the fuck off, all right? Because the Democrats, look, right now, look, Hillary supporters are the biggest hypocrites of all time, okay? I mean, because they wanted Comey gone, like when the email investigations were happening, right? I didn't care. I don't have a problem with that information being released because the information was true. She did share classified information when she shouldn't have, right? They did print classified information when they shouldn't have. That did happen, right? Now, whether you want to think that, you know, that she should be prosecuted or be put in orange jumpsuit or not, I mean, to me, that's another discussion, all right? But Trump's being investigated too, right? Now, we can get a discussion on, well, why did he release that information to the public, but not the information about Trump being investigated? Well, that's a very good question, okay? I do believe that politics had a little bit to do with that. Comey is a Republican, right? It is very obvious that he did this, right, under pressure, and it was a it was a tough spot to be in, right? But he decided to go ahead and just let people know that it is under investigation. That's all he did, right? It just so happens that it kind of helped Trump a little bit. I don't think that's why he won the election. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely got people distracted, okay, from the scandal Trump was having, right? That it did, and we should not lose the fact that Republicans were praising this. We should not lose the fact that Trump himself, it's on tape, guys. It's there. He was praising Comey when he did this move, and now they're firing him because of this move. You can't make this shit up. Like you just can't make this shit up. When I read that, I had to reread it and read it again. Insane. And that last sentence, I appreciate you saying that I'm not guilty of anything. Okay, well, later's. You know, that reeks of you're guilty of something, dude. Like you're hiding, like he's hiding something. Okay, I don't think it's, you know, it's what a lot of people think it is. You know, I don't think Russia's taking over or something like that. Okay, but okay, that's not what I think. But I think there's just things that Trump is hiding from his connections with Russia. I think it's financial ties. I think it's conflicts of interest. I think that's what it is. I believe that's one of the main reasons he will not release his tax returns. That, and maybe he's not as rich as or was as rich as he was telling people he was. That could be another reason, right? But he's not releasing his tax returns, right? And I can't believe people just don't find this suspicious. If you have to be a brain dead motherfucker to not find this firing suspicious, and when you follow the trail, Comey did this. There's something that happened last year. Trump just last week decided, okay, I got to get rid of Comey. But that when Trump is in the middle of an investigation, fishy as fuck. Like, be honest. When was being investigated for the emails, be honest. If Obama fired Comey, what would everybody say? What would the obvious thing be? Everybody would be saying, oh, well, he's protecting Hillary. That's what he's doing. All right. So there's a reason. Because this, let me tell you, man, this looks really bad. This looks bad. And the only conclusion I have, and this is just me, all right, but when you do something that looks really bad, usually it's because it's to cover something even worse up. That's what common sense tells you. That's what reason tells you. So something's going on here, man. Right? Anyway, we'll see what transpires from this. I don't know. I'm not jumping on the oh, this is Watergate 2.0. I'm not jumping on that train myself, right? I'm not going to get impeached or anything like that. That's not going to happen. Okay. I think once Republicans lose control of the Senate, I think that's when you're going to see some rebel Republicans from the Senate. I see that coming. I gave my reasons in the last video, but there you go. Right? Lame reason. They had nothing on this guy. Literally, they couldn't find anything on Comey to fire him. So they used something he did last year, and just a week ago decided we got to get rid of this guy. Remember, Comey is Republican. Comey had signs of Donald Trump in his front lawn. Okay, Comey, many believe, whether you think he did it for the reasons everybody else says he did it or not, was being praised by Donald Trump himself for doing the very thing they say he was very careless about, so therefore they had to fire him. That's because they needed a reason, so this is the best they had. And of course, Trump is saying he's using Jeff Sessions and the Deputy Attorney General because in case, for whatever reason, some of this backfires, it looks bad, he could just say, look, I mean, I was trusting my advisors. That's what my advisors told me to make this decision. So he's always open to say, you know, just like the Flint firing, right? You know, he uses the whole, he lied to the vice president. That's why I fired him. And let's not forget, guys, they got rid of Flint for a reason. Flint's gone for a reason. If Trump felt Flint did nothing wrong, and Flint will still be there. Flint's not there anymore. Flint's gone, right? And who knows? Flint was looking for, you know, in order to testify, to be basically free from being prosecuted himself if he were to give any information. So in the eve of a lot of this stuff happening, this happened. So this is crazy. We'll see where this goes. We'll see. And just interesting stuff. A lot of drama, right? Anyway, I'm out.